This week will feel so fresh for you. Not only we have full moon in Libra, but overall the concentration of Aries placements in the sky is creating such a fierce, free-spirited energy, and you can totally expect things to start moving faster. You can totally expect start taking initiatives and just taking control of your life. Full moon in Libra is really bringing topics of partnerships and relationships to the front. So you can check if your soulmate is coming during this time, and you can do this on Starcrossed app that I've linked in my bio. Basically, you get your soulmate drawing, your soulmate reading that includes their entire zodiac chart, but also the entire date and year when you're gonna meet them. So many of my friends already got their drawing done, and they were so obsessed with the results because they were really, really accurate. So if you are interested, it's going to be in my bio, and let's get to your reading for this week. Pisces, let's see what is something happening with you during this week. What is very likely to happen? What do you need to know? What do you need to be prepared for? How exactly things going to play out for you? So let's see, Pisces. Oh, Pisces, so this is going to be a very mental week. This is a week where you will have to actually use your Neptune energy to put on some sort of mask on yourself. There will be topics that you don't necessarily like talking about. There will be situations or people that you have to deal with that you don't necessarily enjoy dealing with, but you just understand you cannot let anything really get between you and the progress that you are making. Progress that you are making this week is really significant. You're really going for it. You're really putting a lot of hours. If you're working on some sort of projects, you can totally expect this thing to rise. And the only thing that is really kind of like distracting you from getting this, projects done, from achieving the results that you want, to getting to a certain milestone, is this feeling of needing to deal with people that you don't like. It's kind of like necessity to be in the situations that are uncomfortable to you. This is the only thing that really getting between you and your dream outcome of this week. Think about people that you don't necessarily like. Think about coworkers that you don't really enjoy working with. Think about just like situations that makes you feel uncomfortable and make you realize that like, oh, the situation is really not going anywhere, and you feel a little bit stuck in this mindset. You feel a little bit stuck with these people. But the thing is, the moment you understand, you don't have to like them, you don't have to love them, you don't have to, be their best friend. All you can do is put this some sort of mask, start smiling, start putting on a show, moving through all of those things. The moment you understand that, the moment you start embodying this, again, Neptune archetype, right? Because Neptune is all about putting on a mask and putting on some sort of, extra layer of protection there. And this is when things will really go for you, because again, you don't have to be friends with these people. You don't really have to, agree with someone. All you have to do is to play alone in order to benefit and capitalize off certain opportunities. Aries, this upcoming week is going to feel so intense in the best way possible. We have so many placements in Aries. It's actually hilarious. It's actually so bizarre. We also have full moon in Libra happening. So let's just see what is the energy for you this week, Aries. You're gonna see like such a big growth. You're gonna see such a, it's almost like if the beginning of the week like really starts slow for you, if some things, you're trying to figure out some things and you don't really see a huge big progress. It's actually exactly the way it's supposed to be. It seems like this week is clearly divided into like three equal parts, where you start something, you get first results, you get first feedback. Then because of that, maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you doing more complex actions, you taking more responsibilities, again, based on this feedback that you're getting in the beginning of the week. And then by Saturday and Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you actually becoming kind of like this complete new version of yourself, right? There's some sort of big growth happening for sure. And the thing is, it's happening within a certain system that already exists. So think about, again, maybe it's a corporate setting, maybe it's government institutions, maybe it's some sort of establishments overall. But this whole idea of you following the exact structure that has been built for you already, the exact structure that has been, like present already before you came into that, following that will really allow you to kind of like skyrocket your position in this establishment, right? So if you're thinking, well, I'm gonna create my own rules, I'm gonna create my own company, I'm gonna create my own like situation. I don't think this approach will necessarily work this week, but what will work is, again, to kind of like just, again, getting feedback from people higher in a hierarchy than you, doubling down on things that work, and then almost like hacking the game, because every single game has an algorithm. And it seems like this week what you're doing is actually getting into this like a back door of this code to understand where the treasure is. Taurus, let's see how this week will play out for you. What is something that you need to know, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy and what is very likely to happen to you this week, Taurus? Let's see the overall energy. Nice. Amazing. Taurus, there are some situations where you felt damaged, taken advantage of. There are situations that you were allowing to happen just because you wanted to keep this feeling of safety. You wanted to keep this feeling of, this is the safe scenario to me. I've been in this scenario before. I know exactly how to navigate this scenario. It's okay if some people take advantage of me. It's okay if some people kind of like, maybe you don't even know that people taking advantage of me, but taking advantage of you, but you want to feel so comfortable in the place where you are. But this week, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work to keep repeating old patterns. It's just not going to work to, trying to do things the same way, because you will understand that there is so much more to you. You will understand that there is so much more to the situations you are in right now. Justice next to the death. What do I need to tell you? That part of, again, allowing people taking advantage of you, or allowing people to show their shadow side, or allowing people to basically not be a good human being, is directly responding to you right now. And here's the thing. Justice is the card that works both ways. If people were doing you wrong, if people were, not nice to you, if you were surrounding yourself by not the best people just in order to keep yourself safe and predictable and feel stable and be like, yeah, again, I know the situations, I've been there before, that part is gonna die. But if you are the person who've been maybe a little bit too selfish, if you're the person who've been a little bit too egocentric, if you're the person who allowed yourself to play through all of this like a lower vibrational states in order to, again, just to feed these, like quote unquote demons inside of you, you're gonna have such a big crush. You're just gonna see how like that part, that negative part, has absolutely no resources to keep living inside of you. So just be prepared for that. Geminis, let's see how your week will go. Something that you need to know, something that you need to be prepared for. What exactly you can expect from this week and what is very likely to happen. Let's see, Geminis. Oh, it's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. There is it's actually crazy. The thing is, this is the week for you to take actions. This is the week for you to finally, here's the thing, because you do think a lot and you are actually very intuitive. I think Gemini is very intuitive, because whenever people say like, oh, like they overthink, to me that's a sign that people just like read a lot of ways and like paths of opportunities in the future, right? Like this is what it means to me, at least. You already know, and you knew before, that there is something that you can do better. There is something that you can switch. There is something that you can fix. There's some sort of like a change where you need to go towards to, and it's going to work for you. It's going to work for you, right? Like it's sort of like, if you add a little thing into, I don't know, like your product, your social media content, your work, your routine, like whatever things you want to really focus on this week, you probably already been thinking about it. You've probably been already thinking about improving some sort of situations. And it seems like puzzle is really going to be complete this week, because listen, I can't like really say much, except this is the time for you to start taking actions. This is the time for you, like you are ready. You're ready. You don't need to wait anymore. You don't need to wait any longer. And the thing is, opportunities will be there. Opportunities will be completely there. You just have to really abandon some things that really not up to your standards anymore. And here's the thing about like a lot of intuitive people and people with like overall self-awareness. If you know that something is not really like with you for forever, if something is not going to work for you for forever, if something is not really, meant to be with you, you will see how universe will push this thing away from you. Because again, if you know that some things are not meant to work out, if you know that like some job you like don't really want to work at, if you know that, if you just like noticing those patterns and you know about them, there is literally no way that they're gonna work out. And this is what you already know. You already know that some things in your life like are not working out because you don't enjoy them, you don't like them, they don't make you excited. So what do you need to do? Abandon something in order to find something bigger. In order to find something bigger. Cancers, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy that will surround your week? Let's see, Cancers. Yeah, Cancer. So this is kind of like one in a million chances opportunities in situations where you are getting something new. You are getting some sort of new. It could be a relationship. It could be things that you love to do. It could be some sort of present that will really light up your day and like literally will make your week. Those kind of things that just like happen to you, and you're just like, wow, what a week! What a time to be alive! Like what a great news! What a great news! It could be literally like a gesture from someone who's interested in you. It could be a gesture from just like somebody who really cares about you, and you will really realize like, oh, I'm not alone. Like the things that I feel, the things that I experience, the things I'm like going through, there are people who want me to succeed. There are people who want me to be, very much like safe and protected. On the other side, because you see this, because you get this, you appreciate this, it will kind of open another part of perspective of the situations where you just might be disappointed in other people. You just might be disappointed in some sort of situations where people were not, and they were never meant to, and they never will act the same. So you're kind of getting something very prosper areas. You're getting some sort of energy, love, attention, something that really makes you feel very safe and taken care of. But then you compare it to people around you and you understand that like, oh, those people were never meant to be there for me, and they will never be there for me. And it will really it really will be up to you to kind of like understand like, what is it all about? What is it all about? What is, do you still hang with these people, but you kind of like taking step back a little bit, or do you completely cut ties with them, or do you allow them to be the same way? And but there will be some sort of like a feeling of like a deep self-analysis, and even like a little disappointment, even a little bit of like a wake up kind of moment that really sobers you up a little, where you're thinking and processing thoughts in a way that just like it's not allowing you to think the same way as you were thinking before about certain people. Leos, let's see how your week will go. Something that you need to know, see what is so exciting that's happening with you, what is very likely to happen, and overall the energy of this week, Leos. Let's see. That's it, Leos. No more. No more lying, no more sabotaging, no more. No more kind of like looking. The thing is, you're reading a recipe, and recipe has a very clear instruction and steps. But then intentionally something within you decides not to follow the recipe. So guess what's happening if you're not following this recipe? If you know that this is the recipe for a really good, juicy, sweet pie, right? And you deciding to mess around, you deciding to do something outside of it, right? Guess what's gonna happen? You're not gonna get the same pie. You're not gonna get the same results. You're not gonna. The thing is, you are completely exiting the loop this week, but only if you again deciding to understand that there are certain things that need to be done. There are certain things that you need to follow through. There are certain things that you need to do. You can't just like try to rely on the same results and on the same actions that you've been doing before and expect different outcome. This is the week to exit the matrix. This is the week when you are exiting the matrix. This is the week when you either passing some sort of tests and finals and midterms. This is the week when you finally, elevating your financial situation. This is the week where you finally, just like closing one chapter and moving into another one for something better, for something new, for something more exciting. But you can only do this once you really know that all the steps that you've been following through are complete and done. It's kind of like you playing video game, right? Like, and there are some sort of task, there are some sort of quests, there are NPCs, there are loots, like all those things. And right now, it's really up to you to go back and see, okay, what quests have I not finished? What lessons have I not learned? What were the situations where I keep refuse looking at them? Like, what are the situations where I just like refuse to look at things at the new perspective in order to find a resolution? Because again, just like I said in the beginning of this video, no more. There is no more lying, there is no more sabotaging, there is no more, finding excuses. You have to exit the loop right now. Virgos, let's see how your week will go. What is something they need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is your energy for this week, Virgos? The thing is, you will be occupied, both with work, both with getting money, both with hustling, but at the same time, even with relationship, even with like meeting good people, even meeting people who really there to help you. But the main thing about your week is trying something new, is going for something more exciting, is going for something that you didn't really think was an option before. So think about like what is the new perspective that you can look at, or just like use in your life, something that you didn't. And the thing is, you don't have to do any calculations. You don't have to be like, okay, let me see what are the risks, let me see what are the, it doesn't really matter. As long as you go for things, as long as you just like following this little instinct and impulse that there is inside of you, as long as you're really going for it, and as long as you, again, just like being open-minded with things, this is when everything is happening for you. So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, reading those cards together, if you are trying to meet someone, you probably will meet someone who is actually, he's occupied, he's working, he has some money, he's trying to make his financial situations really, really like for the better. He's very realistic, very practical. His love language is probably, mm, how do you call it, like love language is taking actions, like doing something practical, right? Like he will cook for you and he will like pick you up. He might not think about like buying you flowers because he thinks like it's not practical enough, but this is type of like a person you can look at. And on the other hand, if you're not looking to meet anyone in those relationships, you could overall receive some sort of help, again, like practical help, something that like, somebody will help you carry your groceries, somebody will give you a ride, somebody will help you to like fix some sort of furniture in your house, something really practical that you can expect from people. But the thing is, the most important thing, if you start something completely new, if you try yourself in a completely new settings, if you try, again, kind of like exit the loop, exit the matrix, and try to do things differently and take things under a little different angle than rather than you were doing before. Libra, this is going to be such a big week for you. We have full moon in Libra, so definitely you can expect some things to happen, but we're going to see what is the overall energy for you here. What do you need to know? What is something that is happening with you, Libra? That's interesting. That's interesting because Libra, it seems like one thing you will need to do this week is really have this retrospective thinking or reflect on things. Seems like there will be a lot of actually like trying to bring back the memories of your childhood and specific patterns from your childhood that you were like thinking about. The thing is, it's not going to be only necessarily to look at them and kind of like understand why certain things have worked or have not worked for you, but at the same time, what are you taking away from this? What are you taking away from your childhood? Is it just like, you know, is it just like the trauma that you're carrying? Is it just like the certain way of things that you enjoy and prefer? Or do you find there some sort of growth? Do you find there some sort of, like potential to grow and do some things differently. The thing is, it could really go both ways. It could really go both ways. And at some point, you might actually feel a little bit exhausted. You might feel like you don't want to do much. You feel like it's all too much, especially during the full moon itself that's happening on April 1st. Like, you might feel like, the thing is, it's not just the full moon, okay? The thing is that, like, all the planets are in Aries and only moon is in Libra. Your literally, like, your emotional well-being will not be so well. And I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that. So maybe in a way you do want to take a little bit time off, rest, sleep, try to process all this energy while you're sleeping and let your subconsciousness deal with it. But I am telling you, if you're willing to look a little deeper into your childhood, into who you are, into like who is the inner child on the inside and what this child wants, what is the child demands to be expressed into the world, this is where you can actually find a lot of opportunities for growth and material advantage. Even Scorpio, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for? What is the overall energy for this week and something that is very likely to happen? Let's see, Scorpios. Listen, Scorpios, it seems like you will be receiving some sort of positive, abundant energy. It could be through love. Oh, hold on. Okay, it could be through love. It could be through compliments. It could be somebody is giving you gifts. Somebody is giving you flowers. Somebody is giving you promotions. There, you kind of focus this week on opening this like door of abundance that is there for you. It's sort of like you're getting delivery from the universe. Again, somebody's trying to impress you. Somebody's trying to give you flowers. Somebody's trying to invite you somewhere. Like, somebody is trying to make your life more exciting and joyful in whatever ways that will be. Your not even goal, but your overall, like, what you need to do is to, again, open this door. How are you going to open this door? How are you going to accept it? I would say really look into the sign of your Venus, look into the things like overall, reflect on your life, how exactly you were. There are certain things in your birth chart, right? Like, and I can tell you exactly because you all probably have like different Venuses, even though you're a Scorpio, which means you probably have Venus either in Scorpio, Libra, or Sagittarius, right? Is it though? I think it's two signs. I think it's two signs. So maybe Capricorn and Virgo too, but it's like really rare. Anyway, what are the things that you do to open this flow of femininity and love and abundance, and again, like compliments? Seems like there will be people showing interest to you, for sure. There will be people who showing interest to you. There will be some sort of people who can help you emotionally this week, right? Like, if you find yourself in some sort of like a very emotionally vulnerable situations, that could be definitely the time when some sort of prince, quote unquote, will show up and help you to get through this. But don't be really don't be blinded by all of this like joy, because the thing is, in the moment you might feel like just because things are like happening to you like so naturally and this like abundance is really flowing into your life, it does not take away the fact that you still need to put in some sort of work, and you still need to kind of like be locked in the projects that you are in right now, right? Like, there still has to be like happening, some work has to be happening, some hours has to still be put into your progress. So just be mindful of that. But other than that, I would definitely expect something really positive and really romantic happen to you this week. Sagittarius, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, be excited for, be prepared for? What is this week will bring to you, Sagittarius? Let's see. First of all, these cards have been popping up very frequently, which tells me this is a very active week for all of us, not only you, Sagittarius. But speaking of you, I think you can totally expect some sort of romantic gesture. You can totally expect some sort of growth. You can totally expect some sort of expansion, acceleration, growing bigger, further, expanding your business, expanding the things that you do. But it will have to come through love. It will have to come through this feeling of like, I enjoy what I do, I love what I do, I do it because I really want something like so badly. Like, there has to be this like love, passion, desire. If there's none of that, I don't think things are working out exactly the way as you expect them to be this week. So think about what are the ways you can make your week really joyful, right? Are you making your, I don't know, like lemon fruit water and it really makes you feel like a little bit extra this week? Are you putting on extra jewelry? Are you putting on like, you waking up a little early to do your, I don't know, like morning pages? Like, what are you doing to really enjoy things, to really enjoy life, to really make sure that your desires and your ways of expressing joy is translated into your lifestyle this week? Okay. Now, there could be someone who is actually, want to do something nice to you. There could be someone who's showing you some sort of love interest, some sort of signs. It could be actually mixed signs and mixed signals. Somebody's maybe want to buy you flowers. Maybe somebody want to take you on a date, right? Like this all could be happening. I would say I would not 100% and immediately trust all of these people. I'm just gonna say that. So if somebody's telling you, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful," because you are Sagittarius, you are so beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're smart, you're funny, you one of a kind, right? You tell them, "I know that I am, but show me what your actions worth," right? You can say a thousand things, but what are your actions? So this is something that I would just like be mindful about this week. But overall, there is some sort of feeling of abundance that's coming your way. Capricorns, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the overall energy for you this week, Capricorns? Let's see. Mm. Mm. Ooh. Capricorns, you about to be done with something. You're about to be done with something, and it seems like you're putting like the last finishing touches on something. You've been like trying to break through. You've been trying to, like all the challenges that you've been going through. I would say they were successful. I would say like whatever experience and whatever like character growth, lore, traits you needed to take out of those experience, you've been taking them. And it seems like this week, this is going to be like something's final is happening. You kind of like exiting this loop. You kind of exiting this, you know, situations where those challenges will keep coming up to you. Some like think about the situations where again you've been like putting on a lot of work, mostly by yourself. Something that was really challenging your productivity, something that was really challenging how strong you are, something that was really challenging you even emotionally, right? Something that was triggering this extra capacity inside of you to go through things and to fight through things and to keep pushing further, you know? And you've been doing that. And I hope you've been doing that actually. Because the thing is, if you were, it seems like this week you're going to be so satisfied. By the end of this week, you're going to receive some sort of news, you're going to receive some sort of promotion. I don't know. It could be even just overall your emotional feeling, how you feel about yourself. How do you enjoy yourself? How do you, when you look back, on everything that has happened to you and every single transformation that you've been through, I think you're gonna look at it very positively and very, very kind of like a prosperous mindset where you see those things not as something that like had to happen to you, but something that allowed you to grow and expand. Again, it's just like s- listen, this death card is here for a reason, right? Like death here is really all about like it's now or never. This is a breaking point. This is somewhere where you need to be so real with yourself and everything that you do. Because if you're not, if you're not pushing through it, it's not good. But the strength is kind of telling here that don't be afraid. Do it. You've done this before. You've done this thousands of times before. You've been there before. There's nothing else that could stop you. Just push through. Aquarius, let's see how your week will go. What is something they need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy for you this week, Aquarius? What is very likely to happen? Let's see. mm. You know what I have to say, Aquarius? This is the week when you should not expect anything because the things that are going to happen to you will be so much better than the things that you expect for yourself. You might be manifesting under the full moon, you might be manifesting overall on your daily basis. Universe has something even better, something even greater. And the thing is, you don't have to ask for it. Universe already has the plan for you. Universe already has planned some sort of sequence of actions that will happen to you. It seems like there will be new acquaintances. It seems like there will be new ideas. There will be new. There could be just something that's clocking in your mind, right? Like there's something intellectual that you really didn't comprehend it yet, but this week it's just gonna all come together as a little puzzle, and you'll be like, oh, so turns out this is what I should be doing. This is what I should have been doing. This is what allowed me to get to the point where I am. It's some sort of this like a mental realization, or it could come through again like some sort of people, some new acquaintances, some new ideas that you are having. But the thing is, you got to be at the right place at the right time. How are you going to do it? I don't know. I would assume that you're already there. I would assume you're already going outside. You're already open to communicate with people. You're already open to, I don't know, like even if like try to follow those like little signs, right? Like maybe somebody's trying asking you like, oh, can you help me with like one little thing? Say yes. Be open to it. Be in this mindset of yes and. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna help you. Yeah, I'm gonna be there for you. Like try those things that will kind of like put you in a different position or in a different place where you normally not in, right? If you never had lunch with your coworkers, but then they like, oh, we're going to this like this little place. You want to come with us? Say yes. Say yes and be open to those opportunities, because something is going to surprise you in a really major way this week, Aquarius.